And so yeah, here we are, and we're seeing this is a 1 minute candle that we're watching for the NASDAQ futures, and definitely the market opened with some downwards motion, that's for sure. And now it's just throwing wicks back and forth. It's definitely below the 5 and the 10 moving average. This is a 1 minute candle, but still, um, this is this is kind of a monster truck open. If someone's monster truck rally open, if someone's trying hard to get in one way or the other.
One thing that I've been doing about half the time is instead of trading the mini, I trade the micros. And you
Yeah.
can if you get into a good trade. First of all, the biggest risk is usually shortly after you open a trade. If if you didn't absolutely nail the entry. So the way to control damage control or risk management is to use the micros, and then you can, once you're up in the trade and you're positive it's going to produce, you can start putting on more units. Obviously 10 units in the micro is the same as 1 unit in the mini. So right now, I have no idea what's happening with this market, but it looks like it wants to go up now.
It does. So I'm looking at the MNQ1 exclamation point on TradingView. That would be the mini.
That'd be the micro.
Yeah, the micro. Yeah, I like that. The micro looks, well, I'm just looking at a 1 minute candle here, and it looks like it wants to do something. How's that 5 minute candle look?
Trendillo red, but it's kind of coming out of it.
It's coming out of it.
Big power candle there, green.
Yeah, and if I do, we are playing with previous, that this is a previous, support level where it's bounced. Those are 5 minute candles, right? I mean, it's not a lot of history, but it has this is a logical spot. Just, is it going to keep moving? It looks like it wants to. It crossed the 5 minute candle on the minis, just crossed the 5 and the 10 moving average. It's approaching that 75 moving average. Indicators are all trending upwards. The RSI is trending up. Trendillo it's in the red, but it's trending up. Squeeze indicator looks like maybe it's given enough back, and the buy sell, well, it's down there at the bottom for sure. Is it going to trend up? This is an interesting moment, I think. Woof.
Yeah, it's got some power. They're buying this, at least at the moment. I don't think I want to get into a trade until it actually gets up above maybe into the 480s, because that would be the short-term, high.
Yeah. Looking at the MNQ1 here, I mean, we did get above the 5 and the 10 moving average on the 5 minute candles here, but really that 75 moving average, which I have as, kind of purpley blue there, we're approaching that. That's a natural place of resistance. You'd imagine it's going to get rejected or make it through. Maybe, like you're saying, like, yeah, because this really is, I think, getting in right now, it's a speculation. You're kind of guessing. We don't really have a lot to go on yet.
You can usually use the 5-minute Trendillo red, but since it's trying to come out of the red, you can actually scalp pretty well using 15-second candles. When the market just kind of doesn't know where it's going, hasn't really found its footing yet. And the time to have gotten into a trade was probably about just as the 15-second Trendillo was leaving the red, which was about 4 minutes ago. That would have been a pretty nice scalp to the upside.
Oh, yeah. Looking at the 15-second. Yeah, that's
like
pretty nice.
126. So,
yeah.
As it was coming out, see, now it's taken off.
Woo!
Yep.
Damn. Oh, my gosh. And it's right at that area where, of logical balance, of logical support there,
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll just watch it. Well, it's going to have to, get it out of its system. Then we'll be waiting. That's the thing with the initial open market, hopping in, guessing it's going to go up or down. It's like it can be a big win, of course, or a big loss, but yeah, I mean, we'll have time to see better setups. There always is that market open temptation of longing or shorting, looking at the way things are going. Wow, 15-second is looking good. I wonder how how's the 30-minute looking? Let's see. Well, 30-minute indicators. I mean, we've got the
this is going to blow off top.
You think so?
It's right at the point to where, it just tapped like 480 approximately. And if it goes up much higher than that, like 480, 485, it's probably just going to blow off the top and break out. So I didn't mean to interrupt. It's just
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
This thing is probably going to really make a nice move. How far is it going to go initially in the short term? Hard to say, because I have seen the NASDAQ basically break a higher high. So this is kind of an important breakout, because this is the today's high was actually at 488.
Maybe we have our little
30-second candles. Yeah, it's kind of rolling over now. But yeah, goodness, that would have been a great.
Oh yeah.
Great trade, just 15-second candles. I tried to short this initially because it sure looked like it was going to go down. And went down a little bit, and then it just I started buying it. So
yeah. We have this it definitely wicked above the where it's found resistance, the top of this range on the 30-minute. The 30-minute does kind of show the story. But yeah, if we did get, come down, find support, keep moving, that would be quite the play there. The 30-minute does look like the indicators look like they could, like it is kind of trend up time. We'll see. And then how the 15-minute ones look. Ooh, 15-minute. You can definitely see the RSI and the Trendillo trending up. 15-minute is above important moving averages. You can see a little bit of strength there for sure in the 15-minute on the regular futures.
2-minute Trendillo turned green.
Oh.
And 3-minute is just turning green. 5-minute is not yet green. So 5-minute is kind of the lowest short-term marker if you really want to get a decent trade in. The 5-minute turns green, and the other indicators agree. You can quickly go to 15-second and find the entry for the long.
Yeah.
But with the price being right at the high of the day, it's a little bit, it needs some power to really punch through that.
Yeah.
I mean, how far it's going to go, not sure. I mean, it could just go up all day, possibly. Looking at the biggest influencers, NVIDIA is not pushing at the same type of level. NVIDIA would need to be, pushing at the high 120s to be kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, NVIDIA hasn't gotten past the last high,
Although Microsoft is really going up.
Let's look at Microsoft.
Like a lot.
Oh, yeah, Microsoft is definitely, it's got some upwards momentum. How's
and just
Apple
to mention
doing?
gold. Gold has been really going up.
Let's see. Oh,
so
gosh.
It broke 2,600 again just about like 20 minutes ago.
That's amazing. Yeah, gold here on the gold futures on the 5-minute. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's quite a strong move for gold. That's a real, for gold, that's quite a push. I wonder how its little friend silver's doing. Oh my gosh, look at that. Silver futures. Boom.
Silver usually follows gold, as far as
Yeah.
if gold goes up, silver's going to go up.
Wow. Looking at the
Copper
5 minute
futures also has been going up.
Copper's
So they're
definitely an
going on
underrated
2 minute. Yeah, in
uh
fact, one of the Top Step presenters, Deanna, she's in the UK, I believe. So she trades. She does a live stream for Top Step, and she often trades copper. So it's pretty easy to trade, and I think it'd be a breeze with these indicators to actually trade it. The only thing
oh
is,
yeah.
if you're on the Pacific Coast, you have to get up at 1:30 in the morning
Woo.
to watch the feed and to trade the London Open. So I haven't done that yet.
Oh,
We'll see.
yeah, it's definitely a real man's trade right there. So yeah, for silver, looking at since like this is looking at 5 minute candles. So since I don't know 4:35 this morning, silver's put on 2.66%. In 2 hours and 5 minutes. I mean that's pretty husky for silver, or gold. These guys are on fire today. That's something. How about GameStop? Nothing really
Gaming, yeah.
happening there. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and then what's Bitcoin doing this morning?
Okay.
Not too much. It looks like maybe the indicators on the 5 minute are getting ready to make a little bit of a run. We'll see what happens. Gold on the 45. Look at Bitcoin on the 45 here. Oh my God, it's all over the place. Yeah, it's just going sideways. It's not doing anything too exciting. But the
NQ just
NASDAQ.
blew off the top
Oh, there you go.
just
Boom.
a second ago. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Let me look at the
Stop losses got hit.
oh gosh.
Saw
Yeah.
it by shorts on the short end, because
That's
short stop losses would be just above that last high, and I saw the wick that just went whoop. That's stop losses getting wiped out on the other end, on the short end.
wow. So now we're seeing, yeah, we're in new territory. Blew off that previous top. I wonder, looking at the let's see, time and sales here, size fill above 7. What's the attitude here? I'm not seeing a lot. It's gonna propagate for me, I guess. But yeah, I'm seeing some, buys. Oh, there we go. And
If you go to
shorts.
5 or 6, you'll see they're trying to short this right now, 9, 10, 20 units.
Oh yeah.
And then somebody else puts on 10 units long. And this is actually, from what I understand, if you're using Top Step X, you're only seeing Top Step X live accounts. I don't think the depth of the market goes any further than Top Step X. So I don't think it shows other platforms like, somebody's trading on, some other. But then again, I'm not sure about that. I know that the huge orders like 150, 250 lots, when they mention it on the live feed, you don't see those here. So it has to be pretty limited as far as its time and sales.
Yeah.
So it is trying to retrace
What
here,
are we actually?
which is logical.
Yeah. So this line of importance here, what is that? Like I say, I always have to print this darn thing, by golly. But let's see, that is the yesterday's high, like you were mentioning. So it's that definitely came into play, and it got above it, and now it's retracing. Let's check that out. 5 minute
Yeah, actually,
candle.
the session started at 3 p.m. Thursday. So this is that session as far as the market being open. It's just that the New York Stock Exchange opens at 6:30 a.m. our time, 8:30 a.m. Central, or 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So it's kind of confusing, but this is actually the area that it broke is actually today's high.
Oh, okay.
And yesterday's high is actually, let's see here. Yesterday's high is actually the burnt orange line below, which is about 19,293 and a quarter, I think. We'll just say 19,293. That's yesterday's low. So we are above yesterday's low, the trading session that ended for us just after 1 p.m. Thursday Pacific time. So that's the actual level. Other levels come into play, but I have noticed that these levels really have a lot of significance.
Oh, they do. Yeah. It's a great feature in Top Step X. They actually offer that. It's phenomenal.
So we do have last week's high, not too awful far above where the price is now. And last week's high is sitting at about 19,633.
Yeah, 19,633. There it is. Yesterday's high, as they call it here. We hit that. Now we're retracing. Makes sense. I noticed that all these they're great. I need to understand them all a little better, but they're absolutely wonderful. It would be cool if well, I guess Top Step is getting it from their numbers, I imagine. I don't know if these are like an average universally, but it'd be a cool indicator in a trading view if somebody's actually done that. Yeah, something similar. But yeah, we're watching. Let's see what happens here. Got our 5-minute chart. Yeah, it's all about the retrace now, I think. Go to a 15-second chart.
I don't know. I feel like this is going to go up now because the 5-minute Trendillo is green.
All right.
And we're seeing a little bit of a retrace because we had kind of, 3 big green candles in a row, 3 5-minute candles green in a row. So it's got to retrace a little bit because it's going to be pretty much overbought in the short time frames. 30-second is not, or 30-second. Let's see.
And we wicked right to, it's funny, we wicked right to that 5 moving average on the 5-minute chart. I mean, we wicked right to it.
Yep.
So that would, that is quite the setup. Yeah, so we're watching the indicators. But definitely, I take those wicks out of the way. I mean, you can see where, yep, we broke that recent high, and now we're coming down to it. Is that going to be our support? While we're looking at this guy, I'll hop over to something I've been watching recently. Is XRP. I mainly got interested in it just because of news. Like Robert actually is the one that mentioned this when I noticed it. Is there's just XRP has some good news out there, and it doesn't really seem to be reacting to it too powerfully. But I'm just kind of watching for this this move from XRP. I wonder that if the news hits, it's in the right spot, because 4-hour chart. And this is looking at like the blockchain education, crypto indicator setup that's been developed over the years that works pretty well for crypto and anything. But look in the 4-hour chart. Yesterday, I noticed that it had a wick that went over the 200 and 314 moving average. Boom, made a strong move, and the squeeze indicator, directional index have really been positive. And now it's challenging the 200 again on the 4-hour chart. It's between the 200 and 314, kind of a weak spot for me. I don't really like getting in right there, but I do think that, if this guy makes a little move and finds support, I mean, we are in the right spot, pure high octane speculation here. But let me take a look here. What could I do with this? Like, what would make sense? Like, yeah. Oh, here you go. What if I was to fire up a Fibonacci sequence? I go way down to this wick here and up to that wick. And like, where are we on XRP? Well, we made a .5 fib bounce. Now we're above the 382. It's kind of all over the place, but What if I pull in some indicators? Yeah, squeeze indicators and different directional index is not positive. But in general, I don't know. I'm just I'm just watching it. I'm just kind of watching it. I just think some of the positive news that it's had recently could be, I don't know. This is one of those high octane speculation trades.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, could something happen here on the 4-hour chart? You know, it's below the five. It's above the 5 and the 10 moving average and the 75 moving average. Looking at our indicators that we use for futures, and in general, the 4-hour chart looks nice and positive with a trendillo, and the RSI and the squeeze is looking good. The buy sell indicator. Anyway, pure high octane speculation. I'm just wondering if this guy is setting up. XRP is slowly setting up, and anyway, like I say, there's positive news out there, and I think if it actually, I'm just watching. I got a small position in XRP that I think, maybe high octane speculation.
Yeah, I personally think that XRP, a lot of ballyhooers, people saying, "Oh, XRP is just, buying it is not smart, and you're just gonna hold it forever, and it's not gonna do anything." I think it's really gonna do something, because if the ETF gets approved, which I heard that it was already, but I think that was somebody jumping the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Once the ETF takes off, or actually, the news gets out there that it's actually been approved, it is going to go up a lot. So,
Yeah.
and, for a reason. I mean, do you think that any multi-trillion-dollar company would start an XRP ETF if they didn't know it was going to be really valuable?
Oh yeah.
No, they
Yeah.
wouldn't. So, I mean, it's already been to what, $2 or higher, 250 maybe. I haven't looked at it for a couple days, but I think XRP is going to be worth buying. Even if you buy $100 worth,
Yep.
you're going to have a lot of it.
Oh,
Sorry, that's my. I got a leg of lamb that I slow cooked for 12 hours.
That's awesome.
I'll be having lamb sandwiches for a while.
Oh, that's awesome. Lamb is the best. It is like the
really
best
good.
red meat out there. And you can get if you can find a butcher that does it, you can get lamb bacon. Oh my God.
Oh, I've never even heard of it. Wow.
Oh, whole new level. Whole new level. Bacon is bacon. Everybody likes it or doesn't like it, but lamb bacon, next level.
And it's smoked?
I honestly don't know how they do it. I just know that I don't know actually, but if you happen to have a baker, no, a butcher, that a bit of a boutique, butcher, you can ask them about it. A lot of them, everything has a stomach. It's kind of gross to think about, but everything has a stomach, and everything's got bacon. So yeah, lamb bacon #1.
Well, bacon doesn't come from the stomach. It's the belly, the
It's the
fatty
belly.
meat. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that's what I really meant. It's like everything's got one. So
Stomach is tripe,
yeah.
And I tried the tripe soup. I didn't care for it much. I tried it once. So that tells you something.
Yeah.
To me, it wasn't great. So.
Just because our ancestors maybe, it doesn't mean much.
Yeah, it's because
XRP USD.
They didn't want to waste.
Well, yeah.
The other parts. So one thing I do like is tongue. Beef tongue is really quite good. But you have to boil it and peel it.
I need to man up to try that. I'm not quite.
No, it's really good. I mean, it's.
I imagine.
Heart's excellent also.
Yeah, a heart's good. Yeah, I need to do more organ meats. It's funny, actually. Just yesterday, I bought. It's called like Ancient. Well, I forget. It's a pretty prominent blend. I mean, company, but they have like a male performance blend that's got all the good organ meats for guys, and they have a woman's blend too. And I actually feel like way better. I mean, we need to be chomping on our organs, but as civilized humans, we just that is a new path to go down. That can take a little while. But
Yeah.
the supplements are awesome, just like the freeze dried stuff. I mean, wow, I'm feeling quite good actually taking that. But XRP on the
Good.
weekly, yeah, you can see where it was up to almost, almost $2. This is just looking at Binance on a weekly candle. So I mean, and looking at that weekly, the indicators are slowly trending up. We're getting above that 75. Anyway, like I say, high octane speculation trade. This is like, uh, you know, I always call it like boomer trades, because that's how a lot of the old wealthy boomers that I know, they're like, I just bought this and I held it forever because I believed in the company,
You sound like the
Yeah,
grandpa from The Simpsons.
yeah, I know, I do.
Yeah, with your
Grandpa
old
Simpson.
man voice.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting that retrace, maybe 5 minute candle. Looking at the NASDAQ here. I'm looking at just the regular, not the minis. Let's go to a one
Yeah,
minute
it's going
candle.
to pretty much be the same price and everything.
Yeah. So look at the 1 minute. Are we rolling over? I think we might be. We'll see. I would love to see the maybe it come down to that like on that 75 moving average on the 1 minute and then begin to aggressively make a move. I could see that. Give a little bit back and then, continue. How's that 15-second looking? Boom.
Yeah, 15-second with this type of up and down is a little bit hard to follow, but that early move up would have been the one to get. One thing about the NASDAQ, if you watch the 15-second pretty early, say a couple 2 or 3 minutes after New York Open, you can often get an early trade out of it. And if you would have caught that whole trade,
Oh my God.
I mean, it's 300 ticks, and it just at 1 unit, it's $1,500. That's all you need.
Ooh.
Trading done for the day.
Oh yeah.
You can go do your stuff. You made money.
I know.
You do that for a few days, and you passed your 100K combine, or you do it for, 2 days, and you passed your 50K.
It's really something. Yeah.
The biggest obstacle, in my opinion, for most traders is staying in the trade.
Yeah.
If the longer time frames, let's take Wednesday was a good example. It went down pretty much off New York Open.
Feel free to share if you want.
It went down a lot, and then it presented an opportunity, and it slowly started, setting up. And I was watching it on, like 1 and 2 minute candles, and I nailed the entry on the long.
Boom.
Got in low, really low. Actually, front ran it just a bit, and I didn't stay in the trade long enough. I could have, if I would have just left my trade on. There we go. Look at that. Oof.
Woo! Good
Holy
God.
Smokes. See, I get that message too when there's a big spike. It'll say, markets are closed, markets are open. That comes from Top Step X. I don't know what happened or why it does that. See, now we're really coming down.
What in the world?
It spiked up, it liquidated, and then dumped. So, you know why? There's news right now.
Holy
so every
crap.
single morning, Craig, when you wake up, you should go to topstep.com and go into the resources page. Scroll down a little bit, and it says right there, University of Michigan sentiment prelim.
Top Step.
It's got a red super fast release. So it's got a red lightning bolt by it. That's a big market moving event. So that's exactly what happened.
And that's under,
Resources. So this tells you what kind of news. So the market often has very violent reactions to certain types of news. And, this is just on purpose anyway. It's not that it was really, the number was barely even different from what was expected, probably. But they just do it to liquidate people, and, market makers make a bunch of money on this stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. So, I'll have to add this to my 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 default pages that open. Yeah, University of Michigan sentiment prelim.
Yep.
Actual, yeah, like who even cares, really? I don't care. But yeah, well, that's where I think I've always felt that a lot of that stuff, it's just a cover. It's just a cover to, you know, so that the Rothschilds and the Vanderbilts and such who are trading they can just go under the radar. They can go, well, it was the news, that's sure it was, Yeah. Yeah. Wow. This is a beautiful volatile morning. Oh my gosh. Mm.
Yeah, that was a big spike. Big spike to the top, and then it dumped. Not a
And
real dump, but
of course that clears those order books out and creates some liquidity for sure.
yeah. So now we can get on with our trading. A lot of
Yeah.
traders don't even trade when there's news coming out like this until after the news happens, just because for the simple fact that you can get completely destroyed. I mean, the range was almost 400 ticks. Yeah, in fact, it was
Wow.
exactly 400 ticks, top to bottom.
Gosh,
That's
amazing.
$2,000. That's enough to.
Woo. That'll wreck most people.
Yeah.
And then how's our order book looking now? Like we have a sentiment, it's looks kind of, I don't know, almost 50-50. Maybe, the sentiment's not in one direction or the other. Then if I let me actually go to a 5-minute candle and just see if that kind of smooths things out. Oh my gosh, that is like a historic. I know it's not really historic, but that is a massive. You can really see that wick on the 5-minute. I'm like, oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, that's some excitement. So what is it going to do now? I think it's probably going to go up because the 5-minute Trendillo has never left the green. That turned on about 5 minutes after New York open. And, that's just a guess. It's kind of weird right now to really speculate because anything can happen, but I do kind of feel like it's probably going to go up.
Yeah.
At least some,
Wow. Let's see here.
15-second is just turning Trendillo green.
Oh.
See, 30-second. 30-second actually looks pretty good.
So 15-second, you're right. Turning green, it's above the all the moving averages, the 5, 10, and 75. The 30.
The 1 minute looks good too.
30-second is in all the right places, looks good. The 1 minute. Oh yeah, 1 minute, it's looking good too. And for what it's worth, we had a golden cross there on the buy sell indicator. Oh wow, I know. Oof.
I got in.
I know. I think I'm gonna just do a little one.
I'm in.
Boom. Yeah, I'm just doing a little one.
All right, I got 235 on that one.
Woo.
A really quick trade. Yeah, I'm obviously not trading the micros today. I got out just at the right time too.
Yeah, you got out at that.
I'd be underwater right now if I had stayed. I don't like that. Of course, if you're going to take a really good setup and stay in the trade longer, you're probably going to take some heat. And you have to be willing to, have a stop loss below if you're going long, and just say, well, whatever happens, happens. But I'm staying.
Whatever happens, happens. Yeah.
But this is not really a setup. I mean, as far as 2 minute is a really good time frame to look for setups. Although right now, the 2 minute look is kind of mixed because you have Trendillo green on, and it's lower than it was, like say 10 minutes ago, as far as the green level, mountaintop, I call it. The stochastic is fairly high.
Oh, look at that, moving.
But turning back up. But the squeeze is going down. So we have declining green squeeze. So anything's possible right now. It could easily go up, though, I think.
Yeah. We shall see if it does, you know.
So that another way to look at it too is quite often, in fact, usually, when it wicks out like this and it's bullish, it's going to go out and take out that wick, the top of that wick at 514. See, there it goes.
And boom. There we go. I made a little money on that one. I didn't want to. If I stayed in, it probably would have just pumped, but I'm happy. I got a little bit of that, you know.
Yeah. Hey, if you made 40, 50 bucks, it's a good trade.
Yeah.
You know, this thing is pretty fast right now because we are in, you know, this close to New York Open. So there's a lot of stuff going on as far as longing. Oh, let's short this here because this is this little level, and let's short that little wick, and on the 15-second, you know, just all kinds of people doing different stuff, using different strategies, seeing different things. And there's probably algorithms certainly trading this as well. I mean, even private algorithms.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow. 2-minute candles. Are we going to... We're getting past that previous... Well, this wick is one thing, but we are getting past that previous... Just use the body of those two candles. Yeah, you know, we are... Look at that. Woof. Yeah.
Yep, there it goes. It's getting ready to take out that wick, the top of that last little pump. And it's going to take it out. But they're still trying to short this area too.
So. Looking back at Top Step X, you can see like yeah, look at that order book or the time and sales. It's always a battle, you know. It's kind of fun to watch. It's always
they're just fighting over this. It's what they're doing right now, basically. Yeah. But I've seen it when the fighting was so severe that the thing was just dancing, basically, really violently. This is nothing compared to, you know, the moves I've seen these candles do on the NASDAQ. I mean, just dancing all over the place like crazy, just up and down and whipsaw. This is pretty tame.
Yeah.
So we're at kind of a crucial level right now. Just kind of slowly pushing at that last wick high on the 15-second. You know, when the news came out at 9 minutes ago.
Yeah. So
I think this is going to be a good setup here. Let me see. 5-minute Trindillo green. 15-minute is now just turning green.
Oh, all right. Let's see. Yeah, 5-minute. Yeah, 15-minute Trindillo is green.
Yep. So 15-minute is definitely a bigger deal than the other ones. 30-minute is not yet green, but we have a squeeze between the upper and lower threshold in the 30-minute Trindillo. So I think it's going to go up.
Oh, yeah. Looking at the squeeze is just turning green on the 30. RSI is looking good. Trendillo is not green yet, but looking good. Even our little buy sell indicator. So, I mean, yeah, on the 30, and also looking at the 30, we have gotten above, you know, some previous highs. You know, so we really are, we have broken out, I guess you could say, and we're above the 10 and the 5 moving average and the 75. I mean, in general, this is it's pretty hopeful. Going back to the favorite 5-minute candle, you know. Yeah, it's just, will it have the energy to make that move?
Yeah, it's retracing a bit now because it got kind of overbought on the short time frames. So yeah, overbought on 30-second and 15-second. I'm going to watch 15-second candles, and I might take the next trade once it sets up, if it doesn't go down very much.
I do wonder if we, on the 5-minute, we wicked down to that 5 moving average on the 5-minute. You know, we wicked right to it. You know, when you get those perfect wicks, I always think that's interesting. But overall, yeah, we're pushing. So the 15-second chart here, looking at the indicators. Yeah. 15-second above the 75 moving average. Yeah. And above the 5 and the 10, we're starting to see a little bit of push. Indicators are turning up. Squeeze indicators beginning to go in the right direction. So,
It's trying to push that last high.
yeah.
There it goes right there.
If it can do it, can it hold it? Wow.
Well, it matched it, basically. Yeah, it did. It exactly went there, and then it rejected. I was like, okay, well, one strategy to being able to catch the breakouts, breakout of the last high, is to set a stop market order, slightly higher price, just a couple dollars above the breakout area.
Whoa.
Yeah. See, tricky, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. How's that?
They shorted that off of the day's high.
Yeah. So how does that? Let's see. How does that look? What do we got here?
Yeah, that one was tricky. 15-second candles would not have shown you really that was going to happen, except the Trendillo was going down, the stochastic was going up, but then it just rolled over. 15 seconds is a really short time frame, and you got to catch, if you're going to trade 15-second candles, you got to catch it when it's coming out of Trendillo red after it's went down. This kind of up and down stuff is just not really very tradable.
Yeah.
Because if you've gone long up there thinking it's going to break that last wick, you'd be underwater now by 80 to 100 ticks. It would kind of suck, but
yeah,
it's quite a bit.
And now, it's like, will it hold this? Because we've got this, the blue. I should make that a little bit more visible, but the 75 moving average. So now, a 15-second chart riding that 75 moving average. Is it going to hold that or not? We definitely see the Trendillo in the red. RSI is, but Trendillo and the RSI, they want to get positive. You can see it, and the squeeze indicator wants to get positive. Now it's like, will it? Is it going to make that move?
Yeah, this price action right now anyway seems kind of random. So they're just basically pushing the price back and forth. I still have Top Step live feed playing. It looks like Dakota has lost. He's under by $263 times 5. So he somehow didn't get a good trade out of that.
I'll just take a really light trade here. Boom. There we go. Quick, $40 there.
Nice. $40 is $40, man.
$40 is $40. You see that I can kind of see this now we've been open long enough. You can kind of see this range that we've got here. It looked like we at least had a couple dollars to make there, but I wasn't going to stay in too long because,
Yeah, you don't want to stay in and then get underwater and then, have to wait.
Well, it is like you say, it's following that initial instinct you can feel it, and whenever you feel like I should hit that sell button now, and you don't, well, then you're in no man's land. You're on your own.
Yeah, see that it's also so quick sometimes, when
Yeah.
it's going up, it's so quick. Here's an example. I got $230, but I was gonna take like 140 or 160. Between the time my brain said to get out and I clicked the button and it actually executed like maybe a half a second later
Mm-hmm.
or a quarter of a second later, the price had went up. So I got more than I bargained for, and it was actually the very top
Perfect.
on that last trade.
Now maybe we're going to break up out of this channel, but maybe not.
Well, looking at sometimes I use 10 minutes to really see what's going on. 10 minute is Trendillo green. 30 minute is still not green. But when you're using like say 5 minute, 10 minute, 5 minute to me looks very bullish, and it's pushing again at that that area. That 508, 510. See, it's going to break out again.
Oh,
See?
there it goes.
It did it.
15-minute look. Oh.
Which one?
Oh, yeah, 15-minute looks kind of nice too. Yeah.
It broke out and they immediately came in and shorted it.
Boom. Yeah, look at the little top step. I bet you'll see a bunch of yep, you see some shorts rolling in. Mine is refreshing slow, I feel like. Let's see.
Do you have it set on the fast?
Where is that again?
Fast. Well, what you do is you go over to the gear settings on the left.
Oh, these settings. Okay.
Yeah, go to the gear, click on settings, and then go to charts and data. And then it'll say
fast.
Data update speed. Make sure it's fast.
Okay, fast. All right.
If you click chart executions, show chart executions, then it's going to put arrows everywhere you got in and out and all that stuff.
Oh, neat.
I have that turned off, so.
Okay, perfect.
You can also change it to ticks. So if seeing dollars makes you nervous, you can try changing it to ticks. Chart value display type, and then the way you know if you're up or down is whether or not the little rectangle is red or green.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So that way you don't go, oh, I'm up like $100, I'll just take it. You might stay the trade longer. So that can actually possibly work for you if you're, kind of nervous about getting underwater and, you're doing super scalping as far as never getting underwater, just trading those little moves up. I personally need to short more. I'm kind of a
oh, me too.
With I have a lot of experience trading in spot, so that kind of makes people, in my opinion, it kind of turns you into the price goes up, I want to take the trade. Well, you have to be able to think upside down. So when the 5 and 10 cross bearish, you should be ready, and it's the right setup. You should be willing to catch the top, take the short, and just set a stop loss at a higher high. It makes a higher high, you get stopped out, and you lose like $200. But on the bottom end, you might make like $1,500. So
yep,
you want that good reward versus risk ratio.
Yeah, no, that's discipline I need to work
2 to
on
1 is
too.
good. Anything higher than that's awesome.
Yeah, I need to work on the same discipline, because
the biggest thing is knowing when you have a good setup and just staying in the trade, getting a really good entry, and you got a great entry, you caught the bottom or whatever, and just stay in the trade. You have to accept, I was telling my friend over and over again, we have to accept all or nothing. What that means is, let's say you get into long and you caught the bottom and you're like $500 up or whatever, and then you can just move your stop loss to 0 and stay in the trade. Stay in the trade until, like, say 5-minute or the 10-minute rolls over bearish, and that's where you get out. Depending on what works. If you got a lot of momentum, the MAs are broadening. That means the momentum is increasing, and you can just say, okay, I'm either going to make nothing or I'm going to make like $2,000 today. And I'm just going to stay in the trade. You can also set your personal profit limit at, say, if you got 100K combine, you can set it at, say $3,000. So if you make $3,000, it just closes your trade and stops you at 3,000. And then the next day that you trade and catch a really good setup, you can make another 3,000, and then you passed it, just like that. Or you can say, well, I got a 50K combine, I only have to make 3,000, and I want to, do this minimum 2 days or minimum 3 days or whatever. You just set your personal maximum profit at whatever you want to stop yourself at, so you don't go over, because your best day can't be more than, I think, 50% of the total. So I think you can pass it in 2 days. I don't think you can pass in 1 day. So if you made $6,000 in 1 day and it says you passed, but it's going to say you need to make another 6,000. I think. So.
Wow.
And then you're good.
Yeah. I like that idea of doing it like that. I guess the pros kind of have, a few, sometimes, of course, maybe a long trade or a short trade for the day. Then they're working on, scalping the easy stuff. And, and of course, if you're longing and shorting, I mean, then you're always in the game. You're never waiting, Yeah,
if you're going long and going short and being really active, and say you're trading, 30-second candles, for example, or even, 1-minute candles. And, you got your daily padding built up and you've made like $2,000. At some point, you have to make a decision. Am I going to keep doing this? Because as the volume declines throughout the trading session, the liquidity is going to suffer. And what happens when you have lower liquidity is you have the big players that can come in and bully the market and, knock people out of positions and that type of thing. Of course, both the combines and the XFAs are simulated accounts. And I didn't know this until about a month ago, but the XFAs actually they're not a live account. It's still a sim. So when you place an order, the order doesn't go on the order book. The money doesn't actually go into the market. So, but we are looking pretty bullish right now. It's kind of messing around up in this area. So I'm hoping to see a breakout. 2-minute candles look really good. Yeah, it just made a slightly higher high.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
It's a push day. And will we see 20,000 today? Well, I must run. Actually, I got to get doing stuff. I was thinking about, like, we'll see how next week goes. I would like to, get on next week for sure. We will. I was thinking about, like, it might be easier if I started earlier. I know 6:30 is the magic time, but it might be easier for me to get on, like, a little earlier. I'll see, but definitely, let's coordinate for next week. This week I wasn't really able to get on Monday or like Tuesday or Wednesday, but today we're here, and let's keep on it. Let's make it happen. But this is a beautiful. We close this stream with a beautiful, looking at the 2-minute chart, we're seeing this beautiful, beautiful upwards channel forming. I mean, that's nice. I mean, now we're at the bottom of that 2-minute channel, above the important moving averages. Are we going to just keep on cruising? That'd be interesting. Well, thanks for hopping on, Robert. I got to haul ass, and I'll see you next week.
Okay, sounds good, Craig.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
You too.